there. I like Jonah Jackson. I mean, he was an all Big Ten performer. I agree that, Rutgers has been a little challenged in football for about 150 years. It's not been it's not
Hey,
they're not
they showed that Rutgers Louisville game on Big Ten Network the other day. The one meaningful game from 06. What's our guy who just left here? The defense, Shiano. Shiano's great stand, and with that high shot from the helicopter when they beat Louisville, and both teams were in the top 10 somehow. I don't know how. It was playing in the Big East. Those people at High Point, whatever they call that, they came from every direction onto the field, and that high shot, I mean, that was amazing. That was the one moment in time, November of 2006 for Rutgers football. I had to throw that in there just because we got to give them their credit, guys. That
greatest moment in New Jersey history.
Exactly. Well, better than the Jersey Shore, I'll say that. I mean, but I think Jonah Jackson's going to step into one of the guard positions along with Wyatt Davis. Wyatt Davis had his opportunity last year, late in the season, and I mean, I thought he looked pretty good. And with another year and it being his position, I think they're going to be fine there. Josh Myers is going to step into that center role. There were a lot of people talking about, well, I mean, he hadn't been able to lock it down before or whatnot. Why is it going to be different? Every person I've talked to around the program off the record is just gushed about how Myers is. I think he'll get a nice push from true freshman Harry Miller, who will be behind him, who I think is going to be the center of the future. But, he's going to be there. I think really my question is going to be, that right tackle position. Who's going to step into that spot? Is it going to be Nick Petit-Friere and his 8,000 calories a day and 14 meals and waking up in the middle of the night? Is it going to be Brandon Bowen, returning after, obviously a very significant broken leg that required multiple surgeries? I mean, he was a starter at guard, but he was also the third tackle on the team. I mean, he definitely looks more like a tackle. He has a tackle body. I mean, he's in his final year. He has a new wife. He has a baby. This is a contract year for him. If football is going to continue, he has to be out there. I mean, you got Joshua Alabi too. I mean, he's somebody else who stepped into a role last year due to injuries and whatnot. So, I mean, I think there's going to be some opportunities out there, but I think the line is going to show up. I think that we're going to see them. It's not going to be an overnight thing. I don't think we're going to see them against FAU, gangbusters destroying everybody. I don't think we'll see it. I think we'll take until October until we really can start to see this line's potential. But I think you can say that about a lot of schools. You look at the Big Ten across the board. There are very few schools that are returning more than one or two offensive linemen, and Ohio State has the depth. So I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah, even if it's only one returning starter on paper, Bowen has starting experience. Jackson obviously has starting experience. Tony, I'll just get your quick thought, what you think about the offensive line before we move on to, I think we've got one or two more topics we want to hit, and we don't want to take all night, obviously, but just anything burning thought you have about the offensive line.
Yeah, I think they will be better than they were last year because I like the talent better. And you mentioned, all of these returning starters who aren't starters but are. I would even throw Wyatt Davis in there, who started in the Big Ten championship game, then was the starter for all of bowl camp and started against Washington, then was the starter for all of spring camp and will be the starter for all of fall camp. So to me, he is I remember talking to him at the bowl game or in the spring, because of this experience, do you feel like a returning starter? And he feels like he is a returning starter. And he's a really smart kid too. He's down to earth and he, I expect him to be fine. I wasn't a huge fan of last year's offensive line. You can look at the running game for why I wasn't, but I'm not sure Michael Jordan was ever really the right fit at center. Yes, he was an All-American, but they need that guy, as Urban Meyer used to call it the apex of the offense. And I see Josh Myers more in that mentality where he's down and dirty. And I don't know that Michael Jordan was ever really that, I guess, angry. And I think Josh Myers can be that guy. And I like the interior of what, Jonah Jackson, we all agree, can probably do pretty well. Brandon Bowen, Is he the sixth guy? Is he the utility guy that you can put anywhere? So I really like this group, and I assume Nick Petit-Frere will be fine as a redshirt freshman starter. I think by November they could be the best group in the Big Ten, and that's saying something when you've got Michigan bringing back 4 starters and plenty of other Wisconsin. All right, they won't be as good as Wisconsin, but I think they could be. I think they could be really, really good and not a huge concern.